For more on this, let's bring in Maximilian Krah, a German member of the European Parliament. Sergei Lavrov suggested Navalny might have been poisoned in or on the way to Germany. Do you expect that remark to damage Moscow's relations with Berlin?
And when I heard at first that Russia is now bringing that claim, I was not sure whether I should laugh about or take it very serious, because of course I understand that Russia is very angry about the accusations against Russia. And I fully understand that there is a moment now just to play the game the other way around. But for me, my greatest concern, or my most serious concern, is the German-Russian relationship, especially concerning this gas project and Nord Stream 2. And I don't think that this new development is really in favor and is really helpful for us. So I understand that Russia is now sick of those accusations, which are mostly ridiculous, but I'm not really convinced that the answer is smart and smooth.
We also know that Russia's preparing tit-for-tat sanctions against German and French officials for the ones that they imposed against Russia after this all broke earlier in the year. Now, they're expected to be fairly low-key, just travel bans for a few officials. But do you see this escalating or stopping here?
We are in a spiral of sanctions, and I don't see where this might lead to. On the one hand, we have the anti-Russian sanctions, which are seen widely as ridiculous and unfair, even in the German public, not in the political class, but among the majority of the people. There is no support for those sanctions. And now Russia is doubling. We're doing tick for tack. If that helps to get rid of those sanctions in general, it would be very successful. But if that would lead to new countermeasures against Russia, it would be the opposite of what we want. So it's a dangerous game, and politicians usually, they don't like danger. They try to bring people together and to avoid risk. And that said, I'm not really happy about this development. I understand the position, but I'm not happy with it. And I hope that the plan will work, that we come out of the spiral of sanctions. But from what I think and what I see here in Brussels and in Berlin is that it could harm the relationship even more, and that we get a result that no one wants.
Moscow says that Berlin has been refusing to grant access to crucial data regarding the Navalny case. Do you think that the German government should have been more open about what they have?
Of course they should. It is the whole play and the whole plot on Navalny is shaming. Germany is doing a lot of accusations against Russia, but is not delivering evidence. And take the American example. The German public and the German political class is very openly criticizing President Trump for the accusing of voter fraud, election fraud, without having valid evidence. But compared to the Navalny case, I mean, Trump has a safe case. So you can't blame another country, and a large country, a strong country, a great country like Russia, for being officially criminal without delivering substantial evidence. And that is what happens in Berlin. So they blame Russia for being behind the Navalny sickness, whatever cause it is, but they don't bring evidence that you can prove. So I'm very critical to what the handling of that case by the German political class, by the government. And I'm fully with the Russian authorities who demand strong evidence. And I said it earlier in this channel, I don't think that Germany will deliver the evidence, except there is a lot of public pressure on the government. Unfortunately, we don't have seen this public pressure, and so Germany did not deliver the evidences. So we have a claim against Russia in the space without evidence. But this claim is used to damage our relationship with Russia, which is a situation I don't like, and I oppose strongly with the possibilities I have as a member of parliament. But now Russia is a little bit tick for tack doubling it, and my concern is that it will make the situation more difficult and even harder to solve than it was before. But we will see how things develop.
In addition to all that, we also heard the possibility of Russia leaving the OPCW. How significant a move would that be?
Look, I think that this organization needs Russia more than Russia needs the organization. So that is indeed, I think, a good way to make a little bit pressure and to stop these unfair accusations. And I personally, I'm not a very big fan of those unlimited international organizations that no one really knows and that no one really knows what they are doing, but they have a lot of power. So making a little bit pressure on such an organization that has begun its own life and become an echo chamber of certain political ideas is always a good idea. So I can only congratulate Russia for bringing that on debate and to make clear that a nation like Russia is not willing to accept everything on its own cost. And from my perspective, you will now get results because an organization against chemical weapons and to control chemical weapons without one of the military superpowers and one of the veto powers of the United Nations is not worth the office space they use. So that could bring them back on a more rational approach on this case. I will follow it with interest and with a lot of sympathy.
Maximilian Krah, German member of the European Parliament, thank you for joining us on the program today.